in on Coach K to become #1 all-time in NCAA Division I history. Home whites for the Cardinal, road blues for the Blue Devils. Next season, this would be a conference game as Stanford is in its final season in the Pac-12. They're off to the ACC next year with Cal and SMU.
You see Duke in their man-to-man defense, and Carol Lawson wants them to be in the right place at the right time. That's what she's measuring, the growth of this young team.
Offensive rebound, and the stick back is up and in for one of the breakout stars early in the season, Kiki Iriafen, the 6'3" junior from LA, as you check out the Duke starting five.
You'll see Stanford man-to-man wise, they're going to try to keep Duke in front. They're going to force Duke to take those outside shots. It puts Stanford in great rebounding position.
Second game in a row that Camilla Ensbo is in the starting lineup, so they go 6'5", 6'6" up front. And the turnover right away. Lineup for the Cardinals, they lost just the one starter. It was a big one, the All-American Haley Jones off to the WNBA. But this is a group that Tara Vanderveer says is happy and healthy and really in front of the curve early in this season as Brink has added that to her game this year.
A great balance that Stanford has, having Cameron Brink knock the three down. You talked about the improvement of Iriafen, number 44, inside. Great 1-2 punch in the front court.
A couple of early turnovers for Duke. Brink running the floor, looking for the assist to Iriafen. Got it up and in traffic. This is a Stanford team that comes in averaging 90 points per game and shooting 50% from the floor in the early season.
The teams that I've seen this season, there's a three for Duke, but it has been South Carolina and Stanford that look the sharpest already.
Of course, South Carolina with a couple of big wins as Lopolo gets the drive. South Carolina made the jump to #1 in the polls this week.
Stanford did some jumping of their own in the polls.
Up 9 spots to 6th in the country. Mayer tried to add another triple, and it will go over to the Cardinal.
Watch Bugs Wana. I don't know how she even sees to thread the needle to Cameron Brink, and then Brink knowing that Iriafen was going to be there. Beautiful transition basketball.
Kiki averaged 6 points, 4 rebounds a game last year. She's averaging a double-double this year. Made a big leap forward.
You can tell Stanford has a size advantage, and they are very intentional about getting the ball inside.
And a jump will inbound. Already on that resume, we talked about a big win over Indiana. They blasted the Hoosiers in a top 10 showdown. And Brink was a big reason why in that battle of the All-American centers with Mackenzie Holmes. You know about the elderly group. How about this group of freshmen that are going to have an impact for years to come?
Oh, the future is bright for women's basketball. These young freshmen all come in with great talent, and as they catch up and get really comfortable with the speed of the game, they're going to be some forces to reckon with.
Jaden Donovan in particular will come off the bench for Duke, one of the top 5 in this year's class, and Stanford having its way in the paint early.
Last season, Kiki Iriafen was a little bit hesitant. I asked her what was the difference this year. She said, I have a lot of confidence. She really had a lot of self-reflection in the summer.
And a jump for 3.
When you got to worry about Brink and Iriafen inside, those 3-point shots are going to be more and more open. Hannah jump. Eyes it, dies it, knocks it down. They're having a good time. This team's having so much fun. You could feel it at practice yesterday. And Tara Vanderveer is so relaxed. She is loving this team, and I would too with the amount of talent she's got on that bench.
50th season of women's basketball at Stanford. Tara's been here for 38 of those.
38 years. Think of that. Wow.
The 3 natties. She's in the Hall of Fame. 24 regular season Pac-12 titles, including the one last year.
I talked to her about moving to the ACC. She said she was kind of sad to see the Pac-12 to no longer be in existence. And the reason that, I mean, you have 5 teams in the AP poll that are in the top 25.
Yeah.
It's because of Tara Vanderveer, because she raised the level and everybody else had to raise their level to match Stanford.
UCLA, Utah, Colorado, and Southern California all in the top 10 with Stanford. Yeah, it's been rough out on the West Coast for Pac-12 fans to see it come apart like this.
But you know what I like about it? We're going to see more of the Pac-12 teams in the time zone that I live in.
East Coast,
yeah.
yes.
And see them more often. You're going to see the Stanfords, the UCLAs, the Arizonas, the Colorados.
Headed to the ACC, the Big 10, and the Big 12. Here's Lopolo again off the bounce, looking for a shooter, finds one. Air ball, but Iriafen is there and draws the foul.
How much confidence does that give you as a shooter when you know you got that kind of offensive rebound and down low in the paint?
Fouls on Duke's number 24, Reagan Richardson. That's her first in the first team foul.
The Pac-12 success, not just the regular season championships, but the tournament championships.
17 times Conference Coach of the Year.
And the thing that you referenced, Carol, is when you talk to the other coaches in the league, they all talk about the encouragement that Tara has given, the need to play tough out-of-conference opponents early in the season to find out where you're at and what you're weak at so you can fix it.
Talk about Pat Summitt, guardian of the game. Tara Vanderveer is a guardian of women's basketball, absolutely.
And her team has shot out of a cannon here to open up the ball game. Okonawa, good spot up for the 3. And on the box out, Brooke Dimitri, the junior out of Foothill Ranch, California. Barskana off the bounce, and another trip coming to the free throw line. Stanford has opened up shooting 66% while holding Duke to just 1 of 5 from the floor.
Stanford's not allowing Duke to get the ball in the paint. And, you know, that's where you can get the easy shots. The other thing that Stanford is doing, taking care of the basketball, it's been Duke's defense that has been a primary offense for them in order to get deflections or rebounding the basketball and running. They've not been able to get that today so far against the Cardinals.
Barskana hits the second. Here's a look at the Duke offense this season. They were firing up the threes the first 2 games, have cooled off in the last 2, and they open up 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, those first 2 games, Duke was hot, hot, hot. The last 2, not so much.
And right on cue, Delaney Thomas, the freshman out of Charleston, West Virginia, hits for 3.
That's another one of those freshmen that are able to score. Look, they are capable shooters for Duke. Just a matter of timing, when, where to take that shot.
Ooh, how about the face-up? Kiki.
What can she not do?
Expanding her skill set, she's already got 11 here in the first 5 minutes. Thomas with an offensive rebound. That is something that Duke has done well here early in the season, is pound the glass. 19-7, Stanford. Already a crazy start to this new basketball season.
At Stanford, pursuing your passions unlocks your potential to develop solutions for a sustainable future and inspire people through music, to deliver affordable, personalized healthcare and star on the stage, to build the next generation of rockets and reach new heights, to gain the knowledge to contribute to the world around you. Stanford University.
Holy cannoli, good. Look at this. It's like a science project.
Ordering lunch. Easy for you and me, but can be so difficult for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Are those all different lettuces?
Yes, sir. Brown rice, white rice, or quinoa.
We're gonna need a minute.
Do you have any food allergies?
Well, my teeth are sensitive to cold.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
That'll be $19.45. Oh, I'm just paying for my own salad.
Upsets abound in the first couple of weeks of the season. Not safe to be in the AP poll. First time 1 and 2 lost this quickly. And then some movement bringing South Carolina up to the top spot. The Pac-12, what a great start for them, 28-0 before one of their teams lost. They've got 5 right now in the top 10. But wait, we're not done yet, Carolyn. It continued in week 2.
Oh, week 2, then Iowa went down to Kansas State, and then Baylor knocked off number 4 Utah.
All kinds of insanity.
I don't know if do you want to be in the top 10 or not? It's danger zone up there.
8 of the preseason top 10 lost. 11 of the top 15 lost. There's Utah falling to Baylor. And Kansas State, for the second week in a row, beats Iowa. And those 8 of 10 in the preseason, that's the most in over 10 years. So we saw a lot of parity in the postseason last year. Remember, Stanford was one of the number 1 seeds knocked out before the Sweet 16.
Like AP voters, you got to be careful in that first poll coming out after the transfer portal. You got injured players coming back. You got to be like a weatherman.
Yeah.
Willing to be wrong.
We've had, in the last 5 years, 12 different schools reach the Final Four with 5 different national champions.
I love the parity. I love it.
Fabulous.
And I talked to Brenda Freeze when I did the South Carolina-Maryland game, and she said this is like having March in November.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's great for women's basketball because everybody gets a little taste of what to look for throughout the season.
Yeah, got some good women's games coming up this week. And then early December, triple headers on December 3rd and again on December 10th for you. Got the ACC SEC Challenge coming up at the end of November. Duke trying to find its footing. As Kara Lawson says, this is a young team in an old girls game.
Yeah, but Delaney Thomas has shown us a lot early on. The pull-up jumper there, finding her spots.
Very often has not missed yet. 5 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the line.
Okay, Arioffen is a hybrid for me. She's a little bit of a Chene, a little bit of Nneka, and a little bit of Asia Wilson.
Oh.
You look at her base, the strong from the waist down, and she's not afraid to play low, and she's quick off the floor.
Little Stanford, South Carolina cross-pollination there for Coach Peck. That is very good company to be in. Mayer able to hit the shot. The transfer from Boston College.
She was made the all-freshman ACC team at Boston College. She's a good pickup at that point position. She's a scoring threat, can open up the floor.
Polo misses. She scored 16 in the game against Team USA. They've already faced the U.S. national team. Here's Kiki.
I love that jab move and then step by the defense and how quick she is off the floor.
Well-deserved rest for her. She's got a dozen. Outscoring Duke right now.
She's perfect, 5 for 5 from the floor.
And a cable into the ball game now for Duke. The skip pass to Thomas. Little short. And that's going to be Stanford ball. Hey, the 3rd annual Bad Boy Mowers Women's Battle for Atlantis continues. Ole Miss, we know, is into the final. They await Michigan or South Dakota. That's at noon Eastern tomorrow on ESPN.
It's like a homecoming for Ole Miss's coach, Yolette McPhee McEwen. She's from the Bahamas, as well as her player, Rima Collins, playing in front of the home crowd.
They were out here having themselves a good time last year in the NCAA tournament. Knocked out the Cardinal in a stunner. program that's up and coming and learning to deal with the weight of expectation.
And there's no shortage of post-game for the Cardinal. Nunu Aguirre, and when you watch Tara Vanderveer's face, when you speak of this young woman, she just lights up.
Yeah, she is. That is not the body of a freshman right there. From the same high school, by the way, as UConn's Paige Beckers. She's played USA basketball, All-American status. And I'll tell you what, this front line is going to be a problem for opponents throughout the season.
This is a freshman averaging double figures in the first 4 games. Watch how Cameron Brink just surveys that paint, looking at when it's her opportunity to be right there, blocking shots.
And the next evolution for Cameron is blocking shots without committing fouls. That's been a real emphasis for her. She wanted a touch right there.
In that Indiana game, she got a block shot, brought it in transition, then got the assist, kick out for the 3.
They got her isolated. Facing up, 15-footer. Gets it.
She's so good off the elbow, right there in that pinch post area. So many options.
Reagan Richardson off the bounce. The spin. And Brink with the rebound and a grunt to go with it.
You heard that.
Jump. Step back 3. Got it.
I mean, that's just pro style, off the elbow. Got to post at the threat with a 3-point shooter that can take the handoff.
7-0 run. Insbo with the offensive stick back.
Now Duke's got to work on how can they get a stop and then put back-to-back stops together.
Entry pass is picked off. 2-on-1 break. Brink coming back to try and get there. Duke will get another chance. Mayer, no. Inspo offensive rebound. Kara Lawson's gonna love the effort.
Inspo was moved into the starting lineup the last couple of games, and I believe it's because of that. Her ability to get to the glass, create those second opportunities.
Grad student from Yale, where she was all Ivy League. Here comes the double. Brink spins to the middle, got it. Looking for the and one, no whistle. Cameron Brink now 7 points in 7 minutes. And Mayer beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
That's pretty impressive.
That's good. And they have the lead over the Blue Devils as we open up this second quarter, 30-17. Beth Mullins and Carolyn Peck with you here at Maples Pavilion. Cardinal have jumped up to number 6 in the country. Oh, and a big block inside on Brink. And it's Jaden Donovan.
Yeah, that's that freshman I was telling you about. She's only 6 feet tall, but she's got tremendous ups, timing. That's what I mean, being that Swiss Army knife. Looked like Brink was open, but Donovan comes over and gets it up top.
Just into the ball game for the Blue Devils and has an impact. The number 3 recruit in the country. And we've seen freshmen around the nation stepping right into huge roles already this year at places like LSU and South Carolina and Notre Dame.
Oh, Hannah Hidalgo. She is a show.
Juju Watkins at USC.
Oh, that's another
number
one.
1
Absolutely.
in this year's class. Elijah Fawiley is already lighting up the internet with South Carolina. 30 points allowed in a first quarter. That's the second most allowed ever in the 4 years under Kara Lawson. Stanford efficient. We were talking pregame, Carol, and this looks like a team that is already in February or early March, not November.
The way they looked against Indiana, they just got pretty much whatever they wanted against a pretty good. Indiana's a great defensive team.
Nice pick and the pop. 6 points now for Hemsbo. As Duke starts to settle in a little bit. Baisgana assisted by Iriathan. For this young Duke team, this is their first big road test against a quality opponent. Kara Lawson was very excited to see how they would respond.
She understands how young this team is. She said she's only has one player on the team that she has coached for a year. So each year, with new players coming in, she's having to teach her system from the ground level.
Yeah, the only experienced player she had coming back, Vanessa De Jesus, out with a knee injury over the summer. Here's Brink. Posting up on the youngster, and a foul going to be called on Donovan.
Tari Vanderveer uses a little bit of the triangle offense in there, the cut off the post there. You got to decide, are you going to stop the cutter? Are you going to go behind? And if you don't, the rotation is there, and it's really tough to help when the ball is in the middle of the floor. Stanford also runs some options off that Princeton offense as well.
Hannah jump, knocking down another triple. She had 3 threes in the first 3 games, and now she's got 3 here in the first half today.
You got to know where the shooters are, and especially when the shooter takes the ball out from underneath out of bounds. She's the most dangerous person on the floor.
Well executed by the Cardinal. Hannah is number 3 in the country amongst active players in three-point percentage, and a healthy Hannah sometime early next year will become the top 3-point shooter in Stanford history. And a reminder about the All-State Maui Invitational, and the lineup is loaded, and it starts Monday. Oh, the Orange. Oh, the Orange with Syracuse and Tennessee, opening things up at 2:30 Eastern on the Deuce. Are you Cuse Orange or are you Big Orange?
That was going to be my question for you. But that's 6 teams that are ranked in the top 25 in that tournament.
Kansas, Purdue, Marquette, UCLA, Gonzaga's there. All games can be found on the ESPN family of networks. And if you're like Carolyn and I, and you love some hoops, you love some football, what a week ahead. Get the PJs on and the slippers and sit on that couch and watch hoops all day while you're getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Don't forget the nachos. You got to have a little snack while the games are going on. But they had stoppage of play because the 5th player had not come on the floor for Duke. You need all 5 out there.
Especially today.
Well, and against Stanford, if you could sneak in the 6th with nobody looking.
Still talking with Brenda Pendoa, along with Alicia Murray, Teresa Turner, our officials today. And now we have 5-on-5.
See, Duke is switching, and so Lopolo is down low against Thomas. There's a mismatch, but they don't find her.
Ashlyn Jackson will try for 3 and knock it down. Her first bucket.
Is that not a great basketball name?
Awesome name.
Ashlyn Jackson.
Sounds just like Action Jackson.
There you go. I've been keeping track of Lopolo's hockey assist. What is that? That's the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the score. She has 4 of those in this game already.
Duke defense forces the turnover, and then Brink gets in a passing lane.
Yeah, Cameron Brink hadn't announced whether or not she's coming out for the draft. She could come back for another year, but I think she's pro-ready, and I think that she is pro-valuable.
Yes.
Because of her versatility, the energy, the passion, and her skill set. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, she and turnover there for Duke. She and Caitlin Clark at Iowa, who has announced publicly she is playing this year as if it would be her last in Iowa City. As we are almost out of the extra COVID years.
I don't know how to act when that's over.
No more super seniors. And super duper seniors in some instances. Erie Offen had that one blocked out of bounds.
The pressure defense, and knowing that you've got Kennedy Brown back there to take away, to protect the basket. That's how Duke has been able to be successful last year, that full court pressure.
They're the top scoring defense in the country last year, about 50 points per game. They were oh so close to winning the ACC regular season championship. And lost to the Tar Heels on that final day of the regular season. It only intensified that rivalry.
That's what you want.
Yeah, right there in the triangle. Notre Dame snuck in there and grabbed the top spot. And then they had a lot of folks that moved on, lost 7 players, including their top 2 to the portal. And then Kara Lawson and her staff brought in this really good freshman class. They've got another good class coming in next year. Of course, it's all about retention nowadays, and it's all about who you can bring in the portal that can help right away.
Well, you've got to demonstrate a system where players want to stay and play in, and where they can see that their game can mature and get better. I like this group of freshmen that Kara Lawson's brought in. She was, you know, I think the future's bright. She's got a couple of post players coming in next year that'll go well with what's already started.
5 on the shot clock. Erie Offen, another one blocked. These are 2 of the top shot blocking teams in the country, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Well, Delaney Thomas has held her own, really trying to slow down Erie Offen inside and showing no fear. These freshmen, they got a lot of confidence.
They average 7 blocks per game. There, they got 4 on the perimeter right now. Nicolo keeping her in front. Deep 3 ball. And Kiki able to tip it to herself.
Like 3 bigs in the game now. Aguero, the freshman. Then you have Cameron Brink posting down low and getting it done.
Cameron Brink, 9 points for her. She and Erie Offen are 7 for 11 now, and she gets the block. (37-22), Stanford on top. There's your Star Watch. Kiki and Cameron and Hannah getting it done. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball on ABC is presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows home improvement.
At Stanford, pursuing your passions unlocks your potential to develop solutions for a sustainable future and inspire people through music, to deliver affordable, personalized healthcare and star on the stage, to build the next generation of rockets and reach new heights, to gain the knowledge to contribute to the world around you. Stanford University. At Stanford, pursuing your passions unlocks your potential to develop solutions for a sustainable future and inspire people through music, to deliver affordable, personalized healthcare and star on the stage, to build the next generation of rockets and reach new heights, to gain the knowledge to contribute to the world around you. Stanford University.
Coming up at your halftime report with Rebecca Lobo and myself, Elle Duncan. NC State upsets UConn a week ago. Now they're on upset alert. We've got highlights. We'll look at some phenomenal freshmen, and we'll give you the latest on Angel Reese's curious absence from LSU. Stanford in firm control of this one.
I mean, they just have incredible balance. They're dominating in the paint. They're making shots from three. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, well, hopefully Kara Lawson has more answers than that. We'll see you at the halftime report. For now, we get it back out to Beth and CP.
Thank you very much, ladies. The domination inside showing right now for Stanford and Cameron Brink.
Well, and the post players for Stanford doing your work early. And you see Ariothan get posted up, and before the defense can get back, early position. You look at Cameron Brink working down low. And this is what I love about the post game. If the guards throw it to you, they give you that second effort to go catch it. It is their responsibility. Once the guard releases the basketball to the post player, even if you got to come out of your positioning, you snatch that basketball.
That duo inside is now 9 of 13, 21 points and 7 rebounds here in the first half.
But they're big right now. Nunu Aguera's on the floor as well. Another post player that can go inside, play inside and out. That's just tough.
Turnovers piling up for Duke. They had 19 the other day in their loss to Davidson, and now 6 here in the first half. They'll throw some full court pressure at the Card. Polo, the sophomore from Alameda, California, will handle that.
Her experience last season as a freshman, starting every game, has really paid off. She is in command on the floor.
Aguera can't muscle that one up. Out to Brink for three. Duke with the push. Akanawa.
Duke wants to play with pace, but the transition defense for Stanford has been stifling.
And the Blue Devils so far not able to get much of anything off the dribble penetration.
That was a focus, to keep your person in front from Tara Vanderveer, and they've done a great job.
They're forcing a lot of those. And a foul is going to be called on the floor. Enspo is getting after it on the glass.
Tara Vanderveer is going to argue that one for Cameron Brink. I don't know.
That's her second.
Brink was in front.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that...
You can't be over the back if you're in the front.
So Cameron will sit perhaps for the final 3.5 minutes here. Mayer knocked loose by LaPolo. 5 on the shot clock. And they'll try another 3 and knock it down. 3 for 9 now from deep.
Mayer can shoot it. You also have Aluchi Akanwa, who can be a threat. Cable can shoot it for Duke.
Ariothan step through on a foul. And that'll be on Ensbo, her first. Stanford 5 of 6 at the line here in the first half. Kiki's 2 for 2.
Double figures, 12 points in this first half.
She had a double-double, 20 and 11 against Indiana. She opened up the year with career highs against Hawaii, 23 points and 13 rebounds.
She had to make the announcement, I'm here. She came into her junior season with a big step.
Well, you can see already, they don't care who's scoring, as long as somebody's scoring and they're winning.
They are having fun. They are unselfish. And Steph Curry told them to be stars in your role.
Well, now they're starting to warm up from downtown. That's kind of what. Yeah, Steph is one of their neighbors here in Northern California, and he is a good family friend of Cameron Brink's. Steph's parents and Cameron's parents were ballers together at Virginia Tech. Arlucci missed the lay-in.
That's the energy spark plug that Carol Lawson just raves about.
Uriafen so quick with the first step. Emsbo able to bother. Kanawa thought about it. Thomas, well, she'll pass up the three and go off the bounce and count it.
I like the decision by the freshman there. Yes, she could have taken the three, but she saw the lane, so she can get 3 points the old-fashioned way. She sees it, she's open, she finds the lane and goes straight at Lapolo.
NBA continuation.
There you go. Get the high percentage shot first.
They have been down by as many as 17, and look at this scoreboard. They're within 7. Under 2 minutes to go. Making a little push here without Brink in the ballgame. Good response by the youngsters. And then Hannah jump. Drains a deep three.
Deep is an understatement. That was like Caitlin Clark almost logo three.
That was from Atherton.
Yeah, I love the composure of Duke, this young team. They have not panicked. They have not given in. You know, even after a three-point shot like this, you have Hannah jump. Look how far behind the three-point line she is. She knocks that down. Oh, yeah. They're feeling it. They, I think, feel it in the water that Stanford has something real special going on with this team this year.
So she's got more three-pointers in this first half than she had her first 3 games, which also speaks to their balance. They haven't necessarily needed it. 5 on the shot clock for the Blue Devils, and a giveaway. It's number 7.
Carol Lawson's not afraid to use her bench. A lot of rotation, and you got to with how they want to play with pace, the amount of energy that it takes and demands from you defensively.
Uriafen fouled before the shot, and the hold on Emsbo. And that is her first.
Stanford is so good with their post feeds. Players catch it. Yeah, you look for your shot first, but there's also an eye in the paint, and these players know how to deliver the basketball inside.
And there's a discipline to that, right, Carolyn? Because you know, if the plan is to play inside out, if I'm a guard, I'm going to get the ball back.
Right.
On occasion.
Yeah. But you got to know when to use the pocket pass, that bounce pass, or to throw it up over the defense. You just don't want to get caught in the middle. And they have done such a good job of that.
They've assisted on 11 of their 15 buckets. Open 3 in transition for Duke. Those are the ones they want to capitalize on.
Look who got the rebound.
Oh, nice pass from Arlucci.
Arlucci at 5'8". Over 7 rebounds a game.
9 points for Thomas coming in off the bench. That's freshman to freshman right there. And Thomas was getting handsy in the lane with Kiki.
Arlucci gets the rebound and then finds a cutting Delaney Thomas. That's a heads-up play. Quick thinking on the freshman.
Well, the lane opens up a little bit with Brink out of the ball game right now with 2 fouls.
wonder how many of these players on this Stanford team think about, this could be my last year to play with Cameron Brink. Got to make the most of it. You can't take anything for granted.
Erie Alford, 15 points now and 5 rebounds in this first half. Hannah Jump with 12, the only double-digit scores. About 3 seconds the difference, shot and game clock here for Duke to close out the first half.
Duke going to run this stagger screen into a high-low action.
Well, they missed Thomas, open inside, but no worries for Mayer. Hits the shot. Good if it goes. Dimitri, no. Championships, and you and Lobo are pushing this front line play agenda today.
Listen, you don't get an assist if the big girls don't finish.
Oh, we got a good one. Cameron Brink is back out there to start the second half. She missed out on the last few minutes of the first half with a couple of fouls. Duke really settled down. A bit of shell shock perhaps in the early going for this young team. And boy, have they responded nicely in their first big matchup on the road with a top 10 foe.
Look, Duke won that second quarter 18-13. I think they did a much better job rebounding-wise, taking care of the basketball. Then they were able to score.
Brink to Erie Oppen, and the bigs combined for the bucket.
And Duke was able to make a little bit of run with Cameron Brink on the bench when she got in that foul trouble.
Long rebound back out to Reagan Richardson, the junior from Charlotte. Has a 28-point game already on the resume. That was against Richmond earlier this year.
Duke needs to get Richardson going. She's only got 2 points so far today.
Tries one over Brink. And Kiki with the rebound. She's already working on a double-double. That's her 6th rebound to go with her 17 points. Brink with a catch. And the pitch back to Hannah Jump. Hannah made 4 triples in the first half. Blue Devils counter before the defense gets set. Can't knock down the jumper. Cameron Brink, 1 in the point. 3-on-1, Stanford. And an offensive foul. And that's number 3 now on Cameron Brink.
She committed, got herself down below the free throw line. Even though the defender was there, she's got to be able to come off 2 feet. Just pull up for a jump shot right there, but she tried to take it all the way to the rack.
Well, this could be a big moment in this game as she has to sit now in foul trouble. There'll be a foul on Stanford.
Fouls on Stanford for a second, and the team's second quarter.
On the inbound, quick on the release, and aired by Richardson. Nunu Aguirre has come off the bench, the freshman, to replace Brink, and here she is, the lefty for 3, short.
This shot didn't have any rotation on it, like a knuckleball.
A little flat on the arc, too. Erie Oppen so quick with that first step to the left side. 19 for Kiki on 7 of 10 shooting. Insbow in the lane, got it. Insbow now with 8 points and 4 rebounds for the Blue Devils. Preseason pick to finish 7th in the league. The ACC is going to have some depth again this year. Stanford preseason pick to finish 3rd in the Pac-12. A lot of folks high on UCLA and Utah. Of course, the Pac-12 right now has 5 teams in the top 10.
The Kiki here often, I love this swing through and attack. You can't be hesitant. When you make your mind up to go and you can get your shoulders hit past the defense, you got to commit. Go all the way and get the finish.
Richardson got a Garrett in the air and will head to the free throw line. Tuesday, it's the ACC network for some men's basketball. LaSalle will take on the Duke men. We're ranked 9th in the country. That's 7 Eastern, Tuesday on ACC network and also streaming on the ESPN app. Richardson coming in as the leading scorer for Duke at 12 points a game.
She's only 2 points still so far. 0 for 8 from the floor.
Gets 1 or 2 at the line. They'll be able to throw on some full court pressure. Back into single digits, the deficit now for Duke. Apollo. Hard off the back iron. Nice rebound by Jaden Donovan, and she'll push 3-on-2. Goes to the left and lays it up and in. And here comes Duke.
Playing with pace. That's what Carol Lawson wants to see. In the Columbia game, it wasn't until that third quarter where their energy really kicked in. They need to do that same thing today on the farm.
Lord, be solid.
Courtney Ogden now in the ball game, number 40 in white for Stanford. Inspo able to deflect that pass. 5 on the shot clock. Good dig down and a little too aggressive from there.
These freshmen show no fear, and when Carol Lawson talks about play with pace, you got to rebound the basketball. Then once you do, put the Jets on. And Jaden Donovan did exactly that.
Jaden's first bucket of the day. Dimitri into Iriathan. Heading back to the free throw line.
To see the confidence that Kiki is playing with this season. There's no question marks. There were so many post players last season. I think as a sophomore, a little bit of your immaturity, you don't understand how to handle that, but now as a junior, she's an upperclassman. Not only an upperclassman, she also was one of 3 captains on this team and taking on that leadership role.
And she is getting herself to the free throw line too. This will be free throws 9 and 10 on the afternoon.
You know, in the first half, I talked about the hybrid, and I asked Tara to compare her to the Agumekes, and she's like, yeah, she's offensive rebounds like Chene, but she's methodical and also a leader like Nneka. That's a great combination to have.
2 of the all-time greats here at Stanford.
I don't think Hannah Jump or Talena Lapolo have been out of this ball game.
They played the full 20 minutes in that first half, and they are still rocking it here in the third quarter. Donovan hangs. And they're going to get Lapolo, I think, on the box out here.
Now, Lapolo, when she got position after Camilla jumped, that's when Lapolo started backing up, and that's going to be called on the boxing outer.
And that's the 3rd foul for her. So 2 Stanford starters with 3 fouls. Donovan scrapping for the loose ball, and Jaden whistled for the reaching.
Whole lot more battle in Duke in this third quarter than first quarter. It picked up in the second quarter, but now they are super scrappy in this third.
Lapolo departs with the 3 fouls. And a big moment here for Chloe Clardy, the freshman out of Conway, Arkansas. Another high school All-American will come in to do some of the ball handling. Janiyah Harriel is also in. Duke sees that as a good opportunity to bring some heat.
Now Stanford gone with a little bit of a smaller lineup. Dimitri can play out on the perimeter.
Iriathan rejected by Thomas. block here for Duke today. Jackson bangs home the three.
Duke will not go away.
It was a 10-point lead for Stanford when Brink went to the bench. It's now down to 6. And Duke looking to cut into it even deeper, and Clardy with a big strip and then a foul. We've got a timeout on the floor. Duke creeping ever closer with Stanford in some foul trouble.
Kiki Arioffen dominated inside, having to carry the load with Cameron Brink on the bench, but Ashlyn Jackson will not let the Blue Devils fold their tents. They hanging in there.
Keep on reaching up, yeah, there's something there. Dreaming of the gold, got a picture there. Yeah, the taste is sweeter when it came from nowhere. Whoa. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh yeah, we're gonna earn it.
What even is this? Don't touch my things, gross. Janice, when you bundle your home or renters with your auto, Progressive provides 24/7 protection for almost everything you own. But you really need my weighted hoop. It's for my snatched waist. It's my dog chaise lounger. Foot treadmill. That's my Tuesday chalice. Purse that says purse. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. I can't live without oxygen. Solid gold coffee machine. Lake making kit. Really? Can Progressive cover that too? Yes, but... Hi, it's Janice. I'll take 5. Is my voice on TV right now?
Monday Night Magic, instant classic, Super Bowl sequel, had to rematch it. Run that back, each hike dramatic. Quarterback option, might rush or pass it. Eagles at Chiefs, lacing up your cleats. Repeated defeat, got the fans on their feet.
Hey, you gotta love this right here.
Oh, the game of the year in the regular season, a rematch of the Super Bowl, Eagles and Chiefs, Monday night on ESPN and ABC. You got the Kelsey brothers on the field. You got the Manning brothers in the booth for the Manning cast on ESPN2.
Will Taylor Swift be there?
I don't know if she is, but rumor is the parents are supposed to meet, the Kelseys and Swifts. Yes,
okay.
Always a big moment. Last I checked, she's still in Brazil, but of course she would have the wherewithal to get home if she needed to on Monday and get back.
Hey, there's nothing that private jets can't do for you.
Yeah, that kicks off just a huge week. Clardy has to shoot it to beat the shot clock buzzer. Duke creeping back into this game with 2 Stanford starters on the bench right now, and down by as many as 17. They are within 4.
Well, without Cameron Brink on the floor, Duke's defense can be a little more aggressive out on the perimeter.
Arioffen faces up. Can't knock it down. 10-2 Duke run. They won the second quarter. They are winning the third quarter. Brown, way off.
It's the worst shot in basketball. You either get behind the three-point line or get in front. You don't want to straddle it. Get all your money if you're going to take it from that far.
Well, they're definitely looking to Kiki here. Oh, Duke thought they had all ball.
Okinawa Aluchi is so aggressive, and energy that she brings. Look at the expression on her face. Aluchi just looks like she's ready to play.
That's 17 points now off of their bench here this afternoon.
After watching the last 2 games that Duke has played, this second and third quarter, they're a whole different team. The energy level is a whole nother level.
Yeah, first quarter was all Stanford. They led it 30-17. And now Brink will come back into the game. She has played less than 15 minutes so far today. Tara trusting her veteran center to not pick up a fourth foul.
Cameron told me yesterday she noticed that 3x3 made her more aggressive, and she's got to reel that back, now playing 5-on-5.
Yeah, spent a lot of time playing 3-on-3, Team USA over the summer.
And she said she enjoyed being the young kid.
Really helped with her one-on-one skills at both ends of the floor. The kick out for three is good from Jackson. One possession game.
How about you, Duke Blue Devils?
Brink, double comes, and she turns it over. Duke doing it with their defense.
Well, the kick out, once you get the ball in the paint, the shooter's got to be ready, and Ashlyn Jackson was exactly that.
Hook shot, and they are within a point. And it's a 15-6 run since Brink's third foul.
Carol Lawson said her team's got the capability. They got to make shots, and they have done that today.
Off the bounce, the drop off taken away.
Look how hard McConwood runs the floor.
Mayer blocked by Brink on the over penetration, and then she commits the foul. Missed on a chance to take their first lead of the day.
Innsbruck goes one-on-one against Cameron Brink. Uses the glass, able to finish with the isolation.
Card in the bonus, so Cameron Brink will head to the free throw line. For the first time today, she has made 62 in a row since last February. 75 is the NCAA record. And Cameron now with the 5th longest free throw streak in history.
Well, you said it, I didn't. If she breaks the streak.
Just doing my job, Carolyn.
We're all good. She's now at 64.
Whew, that's always a sweaty one.
Oh, man, that's why I was like holding my breath over here.
Back up to a 3-point game. Under a minute and a half to go on this entertaining Sunday afternoon on ABC. Home of the Women's National Championship game this year. With the Final Four, the road headed to Cleveland, Ohio.
Duke's execution is very impressive. They're getting good shots.
Iriafen missed a gimme. Jackson gave it up. Thomas wanted it at the top of the key. They'll reset.
Yeah, she was open up there.
Final minute. Three ball to tie it up for the first time today. They've come all the way back from 17 down.
Is this November? Because it's feeling like March.
The steal, and now looking for the lead. A huge third quarter for Duke.
Well, hold for the last one. You got a roll and rise, little zipper action. Delaney Thomas coming up off the block.
Jackson off the cross, and a foul before the shot.
Fouls on Stanford's Leland Garrett, number 3. That's her second, and the 15th foul.
Oh, they will say it is on the shot. 2 free throws here for Jackson. And then 8.3 remaining in the quarter.
I'm very impressed with what Duke has done in these last 2 quarters. This is a team that could have come in here and been extremely intimidated with their youth, and they have really stepped into the ring.
their first lead of the afternoon. Eight seconds. Lopolo. Dimitri pulls up for three with the ankle breaker and comes up short. A 12-2 run for Duke, and they have the lead on the road heading to the fourth.
The Blue Devils have been
to continue here in Palo Alto.
Woo!
We
Let's
talked
go.
about it early on. The first 2 weeks of the season, 8 of the preseason top 10 and 11 of the top 15 have already lost. And the Blue Devils working on something now. Richardson off the bounce. Big push coming when Cameron Brink got into foul trouble. And the blow by.
Ashlyn Jackson in that Coastal Carolina game, she hit 5 threes, and Carol Lawson was asked if she was surprised. She said, no, I know she can score the basketball, and she has shown that today.
Brink tossed down by Ensbo.
Because you have to respect Jackson's three, she is going straight at Lopolo. She sees that lane open and goes all the way to the right.
Ensbo picks up her third. 4 of the Blue Devils with 3 fouls. Brink able to clean up her first miss. Ashlyn Jackson has scored the last 7 points for Duke. She brings it across midcourt.
Looking to isolate Ensbo inside on Cameron Brink. Knowing Brink has those 3 fouls, why not attack?
Oh, we talked to Kara Lawson pregame. She says we're still trying to figure out who we are. Well, they are finding out a lot about themselves today with a big comeback on the road against a top 10 foe. Brink coming over to help out, gets the block and then keeps it alive. Jump, who is scoreless in this second half. Aguirre spins and is fouled by Thomas. And that'll be her third.
Aguirre and Thomas, both freshmen, going at it inside.
And now off the ball, a foul on Aguirre.
She know her own strength.
That's the third on Nunu. Foul starting to mount on both sides now. Ensbo steps away from the hoop. Richardson again. Brink got a hand in there to knock it loose, and it stays in play. Stanford can tie or lead. Brink off the bounce to the rim. And Duke wants a timeout. All square, 8:06 to go on their feet in Maples.
Stanford needed to get back at it offensively, and where do you go? To your leader, your All-American, Cameron Brink, nods things up.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball on ABC is presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows home improvement. Of course, the big game was this weekend. Cal, a winner over Stanford, but that didn't stop some of the women's hoopsters from getting out there with the band and having some fun.
If there's any band I would want to be a part of, I think it would be Stanford's band.
This one?
Oh, they don't do the traditional marching and all. It's a party.
They are out of the box, yes. Now, the whole sisters were there. They're here today, Lacey and Lexi.
Lexi Hall with the Indiana Fever, the WNBA.
We are all even at 57 apiece, 8:06 to go. Duke, winners of 2 of their last 3 against the top 10. Stanford has won 59 of the last 62 against unranked opponents. And the word on the street, of course, coming in, Carolyn, was an experienced Stanford team would be too much for Duke today, coming in with all these young players. And after the big early lead, what a job by the Blue Devils to fight their way back in it.
Well, you would expect Duke to come and try to take their game to another level, coming off a disappointing loss to Davidson, and they really have bounced back. And having, look, this is a 4th game in 8 days.
Brink with a block, and I think it was last touched by Duke. That's 5 now for Cameron, who also has scored the last 6 points. Here's what you were talking about, 4th game in the last 8 days, including a trip to New York City and now a trip out to the West Coast.
Look, and Davidson, they're a good team. They beat Wake Forest, 4 points, a 4-point loss to North Carolina. Yeah, they're going to be a team to reckon with.
Jump, got it. Her first basket of the second half. Card moved back in front. That's their first triple as well since halftime. Jackson, Brink got a piece of another one.
The presence that she has on the defensive end has been huge, Cameron Brink, for the Stanford Cardinal.
Her plus minus is going to be high today. Jump, and that's swatted. Kennedy Brown with the reject. Numbers for the blue jerseys. And a missed layup. Aguera, hesitation, that's rejected, and it knocked out of bounds off of her.
Now, Hannah Jump with so much attention that is focused inside. You see the step down, and so Brooke Dimitri is able to run a little bit of interference, and that just gives time for Hannah Jump to be open. And then Jayden Donovan going top shelf, getting the block there on Nunu.
14 blocks in the game. Neither side is making it easy by the rim today. Well contested by Dimitri, forces Richardson to chuck it up. 7-0 Stanford run here, and a whistle off the ball. And that's going to be on Brown.
Stanford has gone to that Princeton-style offense, 4 out, 1 in, and really leaving Cameron Brink left alone to isolate inside.
Akanawa will come back in for Duke. And they'll go 4 guards, 1 big. They'll try to utilize that speed advantage again. Kiki Iriafen is out of the game right now for Stanford. So Duke can go that route. Six minutes to go. Good rip through by Donovan. And again, Brink gets a bothered shot. We need that stat for the shot blockers today.
Now, can Brink get a touch offensively? The pressure on the perimeter by Duke, that's where it's got to go.
9 unanswered. And a 4-minute drought for Duke.
And Ari often goes to the table to check in.
Jackson. Emsbo, oh my goodness, Brink got up again. They call her for a 4th foul.
What has changed for Duke was they ended the 3rd quarter. They were executing through their offense. Through this quarter, they've gone for quick strikes, and that's been what's allowed Cameron Brink to be so effective. It's just one pass or one option of the offense. Get on in to option 2 and option 3.
When Brink has been on the floor, Stanford has owned it when she's been off the floor. Duke has made its runs today as Cameron Brink sits. Iriafen does check back in. Here's Ensbo at the line. And that will end the drought for Duke. Four and a half minutes. They're going to bring the full court pressure. Polo through the double, and then Akanawa with the foul. Hey, the third annual Bad Boy Mowers Women's Battle for Atlantis rolls on, and we've got the final set for you. Noon Eastern tomorrow on ESPN2. It's Ole Miss and Michigan. Little SEC Big Ten affair.
That'll be a fun one to watch.
Jump. Can't knock it down. And out of bounds to Duke. 4:50 to go. Stanford on top. They trailed by 13 at the end of the first quarter. Hard to come back from, but they're giving it the old college try.
Hey, everybody, let's take a picture.
ABC and Disney Plus.
62-59 as we get deeper into this fourth quarter. Stanford leading Duke, and Cameron Brink doing it on the defensive end.
Well, she's such a presence with such great length inside. She can really has the quickness to rotate off her player, and if she's not blocking shots, she will alter those shots. She has really made things go dark whenever Duke has tried to get the ball inside.
There are the numbers for the day. In only 22 minutes, she's been plagued by some foul trouble. Her plus-minus today when she's on the floor is plus 18. And she is out of the game right now.
Yeah, she's got 4 fouls. So Tara's got to be really strategic of when she goes back with number 22 in white.
On the other side for Duke, after falling behind early, Ashlyn Jackson has 16. Camilla Emsbo with 12. They, too, have blocked 7 shots and have made it tough around the rim for Stanford. They have actually won the last 2 quarters, so it's a fight here to win the fourth, to take the game.
Reagan Richardson's got to get involved offensively for Duke.
Mayer misses the mark. Duke now just 1 for 8 in this fourth quarter.
Richardson only 3 points.
Iriafen goes to the left hand and gets the bounce. And a Duke player down. Emsbo slow to get up.
At the end of third, Duke was executing their offense, getting to that second and third option. That's when they were able to get the shots they want.
Akanawa able to tip it to herself, and she'll head to the line.
Kiki Iriafen, just her footwork and her ability coming back to that left hand and getting the finish. As I watched Alicia Conlon, she reminds me of Arie McDonald, that played at Arizona now, plays for the Atlanta Dream. Now she's a little taller. But they but speed, tenacity, she's got it.
That's saying something because Arie got them to the national championship game a couple years ago in Arizona. Hits on the second. The freshman from Boston, a late bloomer, who developed into the New England Player of the Year. Part of this freshman class that has been called upon for big contributions here today.
This is 2 seconds off that 10-second backcourt count.
Kennedy Brown defending on Iriafen, trying to deny her the ball. 5 on the shot clock. They're going to have to hustle. Nunu blocked. And a shot clock violation for the Duke defense. Taina Mayer got a piece of that one. Stanford will get Cameron Brink back on the floor at the next whistle. Can Duke end the drought for a field goal that's 6.5 minutes? And yes, they can. Jackson does it. And it's a 1-point game. And Tara won't wait for a whistle. She'll make one of her own and call the timeout to get Cameron back in. Under 3 minutes to go.
Going back to Duke's execution, you watch how Ashlyn Jackson passes the ball, then sets up. She knows she's receiving this flare screen. Perfect pass, gives her the space, and she's able to knock down the long ball. I think as long as Duke continues to execute, you can make things really, really difficult. And Ashlyn Jackson has a lot to do with it. Carol Lawson told her, look, she's a shooter, let's shoot her shoot. And this is a very confident player that is coming in, got great experience last season, and is definitely bringing that confidence to the floor this year.
0. I'll say it again, 0 points in the first half. 19 in the second for Ashlyn Action Jackson. So Brink's back out there, number 22 in white. And immediately Stanford gets her a touch inside.
Not just standing, posting, but the flash. That's hard to guard.
Thomas, they're trying for 3. Akanawa, offensive rebound. She's inside deep. Stanford's going to come out with it.
Akanawa, 8 rebounds on the day. Ladies and gentlemen, she's 5'8". She's leading the Blue Devils in rebounding.
Takeaway for Duke.
Look, running the floor again, number 5 for the Blue Devils.
Jackson for 3, another one.
This is what you want.
Tie game coming up on 2 minutes to go. Jump. And a chance for the Blue Devils to take the lead. No timeout from Lawson. She wants him to play on. And Akanawa with a triple.
Akanawa was calling for it too. She wanted it. When you're feeling the shot, you call for it, you get it, then you knock it down.
10-2 run, and Tara wants a timeout.
This young team for the Blue Devils, they believe Ashlyn Jackson continues with the hot hand. And then you have Alucia Kanwa. She was calling for it. She was feeling it. She knocks down the 3 to take the advantage.
They have 1 2-pointer in this fourth quarter and 3 3-pointers. They just banged in 10 points in 1 minute and 42 seconds.
But I saw Carol Lawson as this timeout was called and her team was coming toward her. She was telling her team to calm down because she knows you got a young team. You can get all hyped up and get too hyped. You've got to just stay in the moment.
Stanford has the possession arrow. They are already in the bonus. The Cardinals have a foul to give. Led by 17 in the first half and now down late. Aguera the kick out. Dimitri answers with a 3.
All right. Again, I got it. What month is this? It's November.
An early happy Thanksgiving present for everybody. Lawson. Gets it back. Thomas sets the screen and rolls inside. Count it! Off the backboard and a 2-point edge.
No panic for the freshman Delaney Thomas to get the finish.
And another timeout, I believe, by Stanford here.
Stanford gets the ball. Shot clock running down. Dimitri knocks down the three. And then as the shot clock's running down again, the roll of Delaney Thomas in the middle, the perfect delivery, and she gets the bucket.
She's got a dozen. That roll was on Brink.
Well, because Brink has those 4 fouls, and she didn't want to foul. But now, with 22 seconds left on the shot clock, now Stanford has got to be very, very, very disciplined with their offense, and I think that you run some action, bringing Cameron Brink now off the block, run her off that pinch post area. When you post up Aguera down low, but you watch, she's got 4 fouls. She got sealed off for Delaney too. Could only go straight up because she didn't want to foul out.
Brink is on the court. Iriafen is not. And now Duke will call a timeout. Lawson wanted to see what Stanford was going to be setting up there. So we've got 39.1 to go. And what a job in this second half by Duke. Started with their defense, and once Cameron Brink went out of the game, they started picking the tempo up.
I'm so impressed with how Duke, in playing a team like Stanford with all the notoriety, and this is a young Duke team, they really struggled in the first quarter. They came back in that second and that third. Now they're leading with 39 seconds to go, and I'm sure Carol Lawson is telling her team, all you got to do is get one defensive stop. You get a stop right here. You want to keep an eye on Hannah Jump. You cannot give her an open three. You got to be ready to rotate if the ball goes inside to Cameron Brink, and then box out like your life depends on it.
On the inbound to Lopolo. O'Gara. And now they'll try and get Brink to that side of the floor. Ensbo trying to stay in front of her. O'Gara gets Cameron a touch and a reach-in foul on Ensbo from behind, and that's her 4th. And they'll make Brink try and tie it up from the line. Where Cameron Brink has made 64 free throws in a row.
Talk about pressure.
Okonowo will check back in for Duke. And Clardy comes on for Hannah Jump. Iriafen is also back into the game for Stanford. The shot clock, by the way, not a factor anymore. 21.8 to go. Brink, 10 points in the 4th quarter. Her free throw streak is at 66 in a row, and she's tied it up. Timeout Duke to advance the ball to midcourt.
Now's the opportunity for Carol Lawson to find out who can execute in pressure situations. These are all new players, right? So she's got to find out who can be disciplined enough. Now's when you make your money. And when you're able to execute in order to get yourself a good shot. Stanford doesn't have to foul. Look, the worst thing that can happen is you can get a stop. And then you can have an opportunity to come down the other end. But you got to rebound on any shot.
Yeah, it's been Cameron Brink in the 4th quarter, avoiding that 5th foul, doing it at both ends, Carolyn.
She really has. She has been a factor. We've seen a couple of times, shot clock running down, they've come inside, and she's also been the rim protector for the Stanford Cardinals. She just has demonstrated how valuable she is to this team in white. She's going to have to be huge in these last 21 seconds.
I'm thinking Ashlyn Jackson is either going to be the shot taker or the decision maker. She's leading Duke with this massive second half, 22 points on the day.
I think Tiana Marr going to give it up, get it back. I think she's going to be the decision maker. You want Ashlyn Jackson as an option to shoot the basketball. They got to get it in.
Yeah. Up top to Jackson. Chance for her last shot to win it. Defended by Lopolo. Jackson gets the screen up top. They leave her. She's got an open look, and it's off the mark. Scramble for the loose ball. Stanford's got it, and a timeout. And I don't believe they dribbled after the rebound, so they can advance to midcourt, and the officials are going to check to see if they need to put any time on the clock with 1.8 to go.
You have experience. Tara Vanderveer, 45 years as a head coach. Now, if there's anybody that's got a 1.8 second play, she's the one. I was surprised all of Stanford's defenders left Ashlyn Jackson. Fortunate for Stanford, she wasn't able to knock it down.
She was 6 of 8 from downtown prior to that miss. So now we turn to the Cardinals side. Their best shooter would be Hannah Jump. Of course, if they can get the ball near the rim with Brink or Ariafen, look, a higher percentage.
Yeah, you only have to win by 1. I would have something going to the rim. And remember how the game warm-ups ended? Ariafen dumped it. So Stanford has the option to throw the ball up around the rim.
On their feet at Maples. Tie game. Stanford with 1.8 to try and win it.
Duke can try to get a 5-second call here.
Do not have a foul to give.
They've got to just keep their offense ahead of them. Carol Lawson wanted to take a look at what the setup was going to be.
So that is Duke's final timeout. Stanford is out of timeouts. You referenced the chance at a 5-second violation. They do not have a timeout to call. The possession arrow is with the card.
I would look to see if Ariafen is at one of the elbows and possibly set a back screen for her. I'd put Hannah Jump in that. Back screen, and if the defense helps down, then you have a Hannah Jump for the three-point shot. There's all kinds of things.
I get the sense like you've coached before or something. Beth Mowens and Carolyn Peck with you courtside, and what a treat this has been this afternoon.
You do have time for a catch and shoot. You can't dribble. I wouldn't bother dribbling.
Dimitri to inbound. The lob inside, Brink with the catch. And no foul. We are going to overtime. Play on with 4 fouls. Emsbo and Kennedy Brown with 4 fouls for Duke. Brink gets a touch. Spins to the inside, in and out. Aguera, offensive rebound, no. Brink, again, no. And it's tipped all the way back out to Duke. Here comes Mayer. Akanawa, good ball fake. And she walked.
Oh, I was watching the basketball up top. I didn't see her feet. I thought it was a terrific shot fake. Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, she shuffled those puppies.
The call by the officials. Too much displacement on Brink, and that is her 5th. Duke loses at key cog. Camilla out with 12 points today.
She's done a terrific job of defending inside. Now, Carol Lawson's got to decide who's she coming in with. It's got to be Kennedy Brown.
Yeah, so Kennedy will come on with the 4 personals. And Cameron Brink, who has made 66 consecutive free throws, is at the line. A chance to give Stanford the lead.
2 shots.
The night that Kiki Irfan has had tonight, 25 points. I'm surprised Tara Vanderveer is going with the freshman instead of her junior captain. She may, still got 4 minutes left in this overtime.
68 straight now for Cameron Brink. The NCAA record is 75 in a row. 2-point lead for the Card. Brown, both in this matchup with 4 fouls. And Kennedy goes to the left off the window. Her first basket.
That's what Duke has been getting from Emsbo, and now Kennedy Brown knows she's got to be an offensive option inside. See, with Brink stationary, it's hard to get her the ball and easy for help to come. The post patience of Kennedy Brown there, coming back with that left hand, knowing Cameron Brink has those 4 fouls. Go at her.
Brink will keep.
Oh, she carried it.
And turns it over. And a chance for Duke to grab the lead.
Look, there's no better way to spend a Sunday afternoon with a game like this.
Well, except if we had your nachos.
Well, we did have a little nacho, and we were on a couch.
Good way to start out Feast Week. Aguera is whistled for this foul, and here comes Iriafen, but Brink departs. So Tara sees something here with just the 1 big in at a time, and not the 2 together. Aguera with 4 fouls, still playing. Stanford switch that now. Brown, oh, nice step through to the baseline, gets a second chance, misses that, tipped up and in. I think that was Thomas. And Duke's back in front.
Duke has really hung on the glass with Stanford, just a 7 rebound differential.
Iriafen wants it. She'll face up. Where do they go with Brink out of the game? Kiki goes to the left and scores and ends up getting hurt on the play as she limps back down to the other end to play defense, holding her right knee. And Brink immediately off the bench. Akanawa, it goes. Count it for Duke.
Very often came up after this move. And then hopping, she couldn't put any pressure on that right leg.
And here on the switch, she goes down, cannot defend. The foul ended up being called on Aguera, who has fouled out. That was her 5th. Bazgana is back in, who's only played 11 minutes today. And here she is. Whistle and a foul as Brink hit the deck. That's going to be on Ashlyn Jackson. First.
Both those two battling inside. Brink had a height advantage, but Jackson wasn't giving in.
So Cameron back to the free throw line. 6 for 6 today, 23 points, 10 rebounds. In her 28 minutes in some foul trouble.
The last time she missed a free throw was February of last season.
That initially would lead you to think that it was a cramp perhaps with Iriafen, as Brink now has made 70 in a row. They're trying to work out Kiki on that bench. Duke with the ball and a 1-point lead, approaching 2 minutes to go. Mayer gets into the lane, floats one up, no. And then is able to come in and tie up Brink, and Duke will keep it. Good hustle by Taina.
Taina Mayer is just a sophomore. Yes, she missed the shot, but doesn't give up on the play.
Now foul off the ball on Bazgana. And Brown will go to the free throw line. Her first trip. Duke's 10 for 12 on the day. 68% shooter in her career for Kennedy.
That could be huge.
One for two. 2-point Duke lead. Looking to continue the string of upsets to open up the brand new season in college basketball.
I love the parity in women's basketball now. Every time you turn on a game, you're going to get a show.
Brink muscles down on the block for the bucket to tie it up.
Tara Vanderveer wanted a call on that one. Taina Mayer has done a nice job of really running the offense with his Duke team.
Misses on the three. They go back to Brink here, who's got a career high with 27 today.
That's what you got to be thinking if you're Duke. That Stanford wants to get the ball inside.
Dimitri Bazgana with the offensive rebound and may have saved Stanford there.
That might be the biggest rebound of the game. Bazgana comes from the backside in to get that offensive rebound and get the foul.
Iriafen will come in, so here it's Kiki and Brink together.
It's a great sign to see Iriafen able to come back in the game.
Bazgana 6 of 7 this season from the free throw line. And now both sides with a miss here in the final 2 minutes. The top 10 losses have been mounting. 2 more this week. 8 of the preseason top 10 have already lost, including Utah and Iowa, top 5 this week.
Kansas State needs to be ranked.
Clardy with a tip and a backcourt violation called on Duke. I think Jackson was the last one to touch it. Tip and then tip.
Oh, I think, yeah, Jackson got it. That's Stanford's ball.
Still a 15-second differential on the clock. Both sides are in the bonus. Possession arrow is Stanford's.
Duke doesn't have to foul. They can just be patient and try to get a stop, and then they got to rebound like nobody's
crazy.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, dangerous skip. Brink, they swing it. Lapolo for three. No. Duke's got it. Duke's running with it. Okonowa, off-balance shot, and they had a chance to hold it.
Now they
got a foul.
Yeah.
And they go after Brink, who hasn't missed in forever. It's the first time since the first quarter that a Blue Devil looked like a freshman.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing, Beth. Okonowa coming down in transition. They're going to have to understand time and score. They could have held it. Yes, they're down one, but taking the last shot, because you only need 2 to win it.
Even if she gets both, still a three-pointer away from tying it if you're Duke.
Got to believe Lawson's going to call a timeout and advance it.
10 for 10 for Cameron Brink. 72 in a row. She's 3 shy of tying the NCAA record, and she's got her team up 3 with 11.9 to go.
Her mama likes it.
The timeout is taken by Duke to advance. On the day for the Blue Devils, 10 for 23 from deep. 4 different players have knocked down a triple. This is the backcourt violation.
And it looked like, yeah, Duke had touched it, so Ashlyn Jackson couldn't go back to get it. That was called the backcourt.
Yeah, there was no change of possession there. And then here's
Okonowa. Like there was about 21 seconds. She could have pulled out. She made it, tried to take a difficult shot and over Cameron Brink.
Over-penetrated, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, otherwise, these youngsters have been terrific, and Brink all smiles after making those free throws.
Now, remember in the end of regulation, Ashlyn Jackson had the basketball, and all of Stanford's defenders left her. She would have the option for the 3 that could tie this up.
Yeah, she is 6 of 9 today. New career high, 29 points for Cameron Brink. Duke trailed by 17 early in this one. Looked out of sorts, and then slowly started to build it back. The confidence started to grow. They got Cameron Brink in foul trouble, and they made the plays to get back in it to force overtime.
Here with 11.9, you're up 3. That's where the conundrum. Okay, well, if I foul, you only get 2 free throws, but you run the risk on the missed free throw, get the offensive rebound. You just got to make sure if you're Stanford, you don't foul a 3-point shooter in the act.
And Brink can't foul because she's got 4.
That is correct.
On their feet at Maples. Duke needs a 3 to force another overtime.
I'm watching number 3 and number 22 who's taking the ball out.
3 Jackson is down on the low block. Taking a move up top, and Ashlyn's got it. Defended by Clardy. Gives it up. Jackson got a hoist. Off the mark. And that's it. Time expires, and Stanford holds.